Hey y'all, what's up? And welcome to today's daily rant with yours truly, Miss Donna. I'm glad y'all here with me listening to me rant. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about when admiration turns into envy. Have you all ever connected with someone? And this is going to be geared more towards friendships, right? You could be in a romantic relationship and your spouse can envy you. That's a different story. That's a different rant for a different day. But today we want to talk about that person that celebrates you out loud and they admire everything about you. It's like almost the honeymoon phase of a relationship. But this is more so geared towards friendships, like I mentioned. So admiration is dangerous. Now, we can all be admired. Some of us are admired for our strength. Some of us are admired for our resilience, our intelligence, our beauty. I'm just kidding. Our beauty, our sense of style, our whole vibe, right? And you will connect with people and they originally, like when they first start the connection, you guys start the connection, there is so much admiration, right? So many compliments, so many, oh, this is cute and this is that. And they are like loving on you, right? In the beginning. And then you start to notice like subliminal small things. They start with really small things. I will never forget, I had connected with a young lady, met her through an ex-coworker, and we connected. And she and I, we started off really like good with one another. I was doing some additional work for her for something separate, and kind of helping her and giving her advice on different scenarios and different ways to handle a certain situation. And so we became really close. I went to her kids' birthday parties. She had came to my kids' birthday parties. I really like wholeheartedly felt like this was going to be a friend that, I wasn't going to have to worry about like that envy or anything, because she admired me so much. She would always say, oh, you are so strong. Like you do the way that you emotionally handle things. She used to always say like, I wish I could be that way. I wish I could be that way. And I would always just say like, well, I would always put it off on, oh, I've been through so much. Like, I had a rough childhood, or I had this, right? I would always put it, on that. And just to make her feel better, like, yeah, I'm this way now, but I had so many trials and so many tribulations that I had to experience to become this person, right? And who want to go through the hard stuff? Don't nobody want to go through that. I'm grateful for it because I learned a lot of lessons, but who want to go through that? Yuck, right? So we really was on a real good, like, page with one another. And she would admire everything about me. She would admire my skin. She would admire the way that my teeth looked, right? It was just a lot of things that she admired about me. And I would just, at one point, I really didn't know how to accept compliments, y'all. I'm gonna be real. Because I would just be like, I'm regular, okay? You think I'm strong? Oh, okay. And eventually that stopped because, we have to be able to receive compliments from people. It's just that's something that, people are going to compliment you and you should be able to receive it without feeling like you don't deserve it. And I think at one point I felt like I didn't deserve it, right? So now it's a totally different story. But back then I used to be like, this girl is googly over me. And so as the time progressed, we were connected from I believe like 2022 until about 2024. So throughout the connection, throughout the friendship, it would be times where she would compliment me. She started to do this. She started to compliment me, but then she would say like a sneak diss afterwards, like, oh, that shirt is cute, but it would have been better in this color. Or one day I was really sick and I was like, I went to work and I, showed up and looked really good. I met with a really big client. It went good. And she was like, Oh, well, that's good. That went good for you. But did your client know that you were under the weather and you was like a germ ball when you walked in there? And I was just like, she started to slight me. And another thing, we have to start paying attention to those red flags. At that time, I was at the point of my healing journey where I am naturally a very direct person. And I just was trying to figure out how to soften up myself because I was so harsh and so direct and so like, probably a little bit too much of my masculine energy. I'm just going to be real. And so when people would say things that maybe were like subliminal sneak disses, I would just be like, okay, Donna, maybe they didn't mean it like that. Number one mistake. When people are showing you and your gut is like, bing, bing, is poking you, your instinct is poking you, pay attention to the red flags, right? We be so busy paying attention to the red flags in relationships with these men that we fail to use the same tactics in any relationship. And now today, fast forward February 26, 2025, I am that way in any connection. I pay attention. I don't ignore my intuition at all. I don't allow my trauma to get in the way. Thank God. Healing is an ongoing journey, but thank God I've healed enough to where I can recognize it. Because she had so much envy towards me, right? And she envied me over things that you would look and be like, what? What? Do you know what I had to go through? And so eventually, because I was ignoring my intuition, she lied to me about something. And for me, that's a big thing because I had experienced a lot of betrayal. So one thing that I set for myself was like, listen, when someone is dishonest with me, I have to take it for what it is. And so I eventually ended that connection, and she was a really, really, really good person. I think she just struggled with her own insecurities and her own trauma. But I'm saying this to say, do not allow a person to love bomb you, gaslight you, even in these friendships, to make you feel like their admiration is just genuine, because a lot of times behind that admiration is envy. Okay? Be careful. People always show you their representative. They never really show you who they truly are. And after we disconnected, I found out that she was narcissistic, and she just had a lot. She just was like, it was a lot. It was just a lot of trauma, a lot of projection. And I think that the longer she was around me, her true colors just showed, right? But I didn't even have to drag it out that long, because had I really paid attention to what she was saying and even paid attention to what she was not saying, I would have caught on, right? I would have seen it. And so this message, I'm putting this message out here for somebody. You may have somebody in your life that you feel, okay, is a really sweet person, a kind person, and they admire you so much, and they admire your struggles, and they admire not your struggles, but they admire your resilience, and they admire how you overcome obstacles. Be careful with that, okay? Because along with admiration comes envy and jealousy. And y'all know, envy and jealousy is like the worst to deal with, especially when it's from hidden people. When you got somebody sitting around you and they internally really envy you and they're jealous of you, that creates a lot of delays for you. It's just like, that's almost like a sabotaging energy. So whoever this message is for, I want you to know that if you feel like somebody might be showing signs that they have that envy, don't allow those compliments and that admiration to make you feel like they're not. Chances are they are. Just make sure that you lean in on your intuition at all times. And just like I said on my last video, baby, sugar looks exactly the same as salt. Y'all have a good Thursday.